In this side-scrolling action brawler, the Turtles are once again trying to save the world from Shredder and the forces of evil. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge sees the Turtles battling across a righteous range of timeless TMNT locations, from Manhattan and Coney Island to city rooftops and dank sewers. Help the fearsome foursome trounce foot soldiers, Triceraton warriors, and rock soldiers, all the way to Dimension X. Shredder's Revenge is out now for Game Pass, Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, and Nintendo Switch. Hey everyone, I'm SNES, and if you enjoy video essays, lore, discussions, and theories about video games, plus the occasional unboxing and review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel for a plethora of gaming-related content. Shredder's Revenge is developed by Tribute Games and published by Dotemu, and heavily inspired by the 1987 animated series. Is Shredder's Revenge a shell of a good time? Find out in my review of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. One day, while the Turtles are relaxing, watching the news, Bebop suddenly interrupts the broadcast, announcing that the Foot Clan are going to give the Statue of Liberty a new makeover, along with stealing super gnarly devices to support Krang and Shredder's latest twisted plan. It's not much of a story, but it gets by with what it has. Shredder's Revenge is your normal beat-em-up, but there are two different modes to play through. There's an arcade mode, where you have to finish the game in one sitting, with no collectibles or secret characters, just old-school beat-em-up action, where you gain an extra life every 200 points as you fight characters from the '87 cartoon. Story mode, on the other hand, is just slightly different. In story mode, you traverse a very Super Mario Bros. 3-esque overworld that saves after every level, so you don't have to beat it in one sitting. There are certain levels that have secret characters and items to find, along with some RPG elements. Each character you play as gains points by defeating enemies and bosses. Those points, like XP, are used to level up your character, where you learn new attacks and are able to get more lives and special attacks. Shredder's Revenge features modernized gameplay rooted in timeless classic brawling mechanics. Bash your way through gorgeous pixel art environments and slay tons of hellacious enemies with your favorite turtle, each with his own skill and moves, making each run unique. Choose a fighter, use radical combos to defeat your opponents, and experience intense combat loaded with breathtaking action and outrageous ninja abilities. Stay sharp as you face off against Shredder and his faithful Foot Clan, alone, or grab your best friends and play with up to 4 players simultaneously, as you make your way through 10 plus levels. That being said, if you played any of the past TMNT beat-em-ups, you will feel right at home with Shredder's Revenge. After playing through the game again before doing this review, there were only 2 things that I really had issue with. The first being, and this could just be me, but I guess you could call it the depth perception. There were several times when I would have hit something and it wouldn't register. Or I thought I was out of the way of an attack, but I would still get hit. Or the thing that really frustrated me is there are pizzas that are the power-ups in this game, and especially on the flying level, Panic in the Sky, I thought I had lined myself up with the pizza, but I didn't get it. So I don't know if that's just something that I had a problem with, or that other people have as well. The second is the length of the game. If you were to play the game straight through, not trying to max out every character, or get the secrets and items, you would finish the game in about 2.5 hours. So that's a bummer. But on the other hand, that just adds to the replayability to try to do everything and max out every character. Shredder's Revenge is a love letter to any of the fans of the 1987 cartoon and the previous TMNT games, with heavy inspiration from Turtles in Time. This could very well be considered a sequel to Turtles in Time, as you bash your way through gorgeous pixel art environments and slay tons of enemies with your favorite turtle. In this modern retro-style beat-em-up very similar to Streets of Rage 4, that innovates on the previous genre by inventing new mechanics. As a result, it's great for people who simply wish for some retro bliss, but it's way more than that for those who desire a more in-depth experience that classic arcade games typically don't offer. Putting its best two-toed foot forward, Shredder's Revenge is an absolute pleasure to look at. Even with the majority of the game taking place in New York, every level feels distinct. The visuals are vibrant, and even though all the turtles have identical frames, their animations match their personality, making each one of them a blast to use in a fight. Tribute Games has nevertheless found reasons to cram in nearly every classic enemy from the previous games, lovingly redesigned and clearly animated. That attention to detail additionally applies to the expendable hordes of robo-ninjas you will be fighting most of the time. Many of the color-coded versions have their own personal animations and style, and most stages have them playing out some type of gag. For instance, when they take over Channel 6, there will be ninjas manning the reception desk, blending up a few problems while in the cooking set display, and doing sit-ups for an exercise show, nailing the tone and aesthetic of the late 80s and early 90s Turtles. Every song in Shredder's Revenge fits perfectly with all of the action. T. Lopish, the game's composer, said that he actually binge-watched the '87 cartoon and played through as many of the older TMNT games as he could to get inspiration for Shredder's Revenge, and it shows. This game has several callbacks to not only the older games, but some of the more obscure tracks from the show. The music immediately sets the tone and brings to mind classic 16-bit tunes, and even though the music isn't quite as compelling as the soundtrack from Turtles in Time, it evokes the essential mood of playing an arcade game with your friends in the early 90s, and it just gets better from there. Utilizing various hip-hop, rock, and electronica stylings with familiar TMNT tunes to make the Shredder's Revenge soundtrack one that I streamed several times. But the piece de la resistance, in my opinion, for the audio department is that most of the original voice cast from the '87 cartoon came back to reprise their roles as the beloved characters. Hopefully you were able to tell how I feel about this game by my review. Even though I'm a little biased because the 1987 Turtles are my favorite version of the Turtles, I had so much fun playing Shredder's Revenge that this is definitely going to be a game that I try to get all the achievements for. I just enjoyed it that much. And while I haven't tried the local or online multiplayer, I keep trying to get my friends to buy the game so we can play. So, if you're a fan of any version of the Ninja Turtles, I can't recommend this game enough. Shredder's Revenge is available for $24.99 on the Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Xbox Game Pass, which is how I played it, and PC, with physical editions coming later. And remember, if you enjoy video essays, lore, discussion, and theories about video games, plus the occasional unboxing and review, please be sure to subscribe to my channel for a plethora of gaming-related content. Thank you for watching.